The truth is, a lot of people with substance use disorder or alcohol use disorder, aka addiction and alcoholism, aren't even given the opportunity to implement change on their own. Their parents and shit will just assume that they can't do that, and then they end up being coerced into a Minnesota model treatment center. For those that don't know, the original 12-step treatment was Minnesota model. That's what you call it. And basically what it is just utilizing 12-step in an inpatient setting, which is highly unethical and goes against the traditions, by the way. But the point of this video is to discuss how people aren't even given a chance to implement some sort of incremental or even radical change on their own. There's just this assumption that people can't do it because they have a substance use disorder, and that's just so far from the truth. And I have to admit, I'm biased when it comes to this because prior to me being coerced into treatment, I actually discontinued benzos on my own completely and had no issues doing so. The problem is that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, so I had seizures. And then I started taking them again because that was what doctors told me to do. Now, this isn't about pushing aside responsibility. It's just acknowledging that while I was active in a substance use disorder and while primarily experiencing benzodiazepine use disorder, I made a decision to stop, and I did so effectively for upwards of 2 weeks, but I just started to have the symptoms and the seizures after 2 weeks. So, again, that's just an anecdotal kind of example of it, but the truth was I was never even given the opportunity to implement change on my own. I was just told I was not capable of doing so. That's just straight up insane and oppressive, and I know for a fact this is happening to other people. One other thing I forgot to say, it's not just that parents randomly think their kids can't implement change. When the parents go to so-called professionals for help, like interventionists and shit, the interventionists will say, oh no, there's no way that they're gonna change on their own, because they're seeing this as an opportunity. Like, they're like, oh yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. If I present this person as incapable of change and I use the parents' fear against them, I can get a bag really quick. Like, and to deny that that's an aspect of intervention is such just grimy shit, bro. Like, people who can't admit that part of their professional life is like utilizing tactics to try to like acquire clients and shit, bro, they're bullshitters, you know? There's a certain degree of, you know, kind of marketing and even just like certain tactics rooted in human psychology that people employ professionally. And when it comes to interventionists and people in the treatment industry, they use coercion, emotional manipulation, and stigma. And then they weaponize terms like enabling.